Greetings, how are you? I hope this message finds you extremely well. And that doesn't mean that you don't have problems all around you, but it just means that you're handling your problems very well. And you've created a system. Before I get involved with this, that's what I do for a living, is I give advice. And I love the Bible because it's basically about a family. It's about a dysfunctional family. And they're giving you advice on how to deal with certain situations. And that's all I'm doing, is I'm reading you a couple lines, like, okay, here's Proverbs 12. And I said wasn't reading Proverbs anymore, but I turned to it, and Sirach is up here, but I noticed that I do have some things highlighted here in 12, and today's 13, but I'm kind of one day behind, which is the story of my life. He who tills his own land has food in plenty, but he who follows idle pursuits is a fool. You can kind of imagine what they talked back in those days, 2,500 years ago. It kind of sounds like today's political system. You fool! And then if you tell somebody your political views, you fool! Everybody's just, I'll tell you, people are really brazen. I'm kind of going to go off topic here. This just came to me as I was walking my dog. I moved back to the area that I grew up on. I live on the same street I grew up on. It's pretty cool, actually. If you know my story, I've always kind of wanted to move back to where I grew up. And it's been a long road. So I was walking my dog, and my dog was doing his business in the ivy, and it was not firm, okay? And I had my back towards whoever it was behind me, and they were up on their driveway. It was up about maybe 50 feet from me. Are you going to clean that up? I heard behind me. I looked, and it was a guy it was like a short guy with a big dog. And I instinctively, and I just can't believe I said it like this, but I said, no. Of course. It's almost like you're going to say no. It's like some salesman at a department store hovering, and he says, can I help you with that? And you say, no, I'm just looking. So I felt like I was watching my dog do his business, and then I heard some voice say, are you going to clean that up? And I just thought to myself, wow, people are really brazen. I mean, what if I wasn't a nice guy? I mean, and so I kind of made a joke out of it. I said, you know what? I'll clean it up on my way back. I'm going to take him down to the Pooch Park, and I'll clean it up on the way back. Sure enough, I came back, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. And then even if I found it, I probably couldn't pick it up. But people are very brazen these days, 2024. So what I'm saying is don't call each other names. So some of this stuff in the Bible that's written, calling each other names, the way of the fool seems right in his own eyes, but he who listens to advice is wise. Well, I give advice all day long. People pay me to give them advice. What I do to pay the bills is I do insurance and real estate. That's what I do for a living. I'm an insurance real estate broker for 30 plus years. The reason why I'm always dressed in my uniform is because in the morning I teach my classes on the beach. So I have students that come, and we do our classes right on the beach. And this is actually a flyer I was going to show you. There I am on the beach doing my martial arts. There's a little message that I put on. I don't mean to deter God's word, but I just wanted to read to you this one DM from a student of mine. It was so powerful, and it kind of brought a tear to my eye that I put it on my flyer. Yeah, with her approval. As I got this DM, so it says, so she says, thank you. I would not be alive today if it wasn't for the training at Chung's. Chung's is where we were training, and I was an instructor there. Me too. And this is 30 years ago. That is good to hear. Teaching you helped me. And I have no idea who I'm talking to, by the way. I remember being stuck there waiting for the ride for a ride until well after 10 p.m. many nights. You would always include me in the adult classes and work with me on different skills after class. This is an 11-year-old girl, by the way, at the time. Now she's a 40-year-old mom of 3. Life hits, and then I say, life hits harder than any kick or punch, about dealing with the trials and tribulations of life. Of course, I'm going to say that. I'm reading the Bible. This is just regurgitated Bible talk. And then she says, you were teaching me knife takedown techniques after class and weapon disarming, etc. And then I say, hopefully you never had to use it in real life. And then she says, I was in a situation where I needed that very skill. It saved my life, and I did it without even thinking because the training just kicked in. And then I say, you have natural ability. And so I'm kind of like downplaying my teaching, and I just said, you had this natural ability from God that stepped in, and all I did was maybe help you a little bit, I wasn't the catalyst to the whole thing. And then she says, I owe you a great deal for everything you taught me. Now I'm teaching her and her kids. She lives in Pennsylvania now. But anyway, what I'm telling you is that say yes to life. You just never know who you're going to help. And especially kids, be careful what you say to kids, because you may never remember what you said, but they will. And a lot of the kids in prison, a lot of the kids that are having difficulty, it was some snide remark from a uncle or a mom or dad that really hit them hard and maybe stopped them in their tracks and made them doubt themselves. So what we need to teach each other is say good morning to a stranger. Don't be on your phone at the post office. Don't be like this in public, because while you may have never seen that person in your life, that person could be like a spiritual being. Well, he is a spiritual being, because there's a saying in the Bible, we are not human beings living a spiritual life. We are spiritual beings living a human life. So the respectful way and the martial arts way is to be respectful for everyone around you, especially the people at the store, the post office, at a market, at a restaurant. Good morning, good evening. Put your phone away. It'll tickle your parents to death. Just put your phone away, kids. Turn it to airplane mode so that you're 100% in the moment. You're living in the moment. Turn on airplane mode. Stick it in your pocket. Do not stick the phone in your pocket if it's live. Okay? You don't own a business like I do. I own 3 businesses, martial arts, insurance, and real estate. Okay? I'm extremely busy. I got people calling me all day long. But yet, when I'm at a table with whoever it is, I turn my phone on airplane mode and I stick it in my back pocket. I do not put it on the table, because right when you put it on the table, you're telling the person across from you that this is more important. Whatever call that I get is more important than my talk with you. So, and a lot of my clients, a lot of my dear, dear friends were strangers first. They weren't someone that was like, oh, let me introduce you to so-and-so. I didn't have that. I've never met a stranger in my life. Everyone is my friend. So don't be so standoffish. If someone looks really mean and they're rude to you, consider the source. Okay, consider the source, and just know that they don't know you. They're treating you the way they feel. Hate breeds hate. So the only way that you can put out a fire is with water. You can't put out a fire with fire. So if someone's acting like fire with you, you must be water when you have fire. My logo is not all red, okay? It's water and fire and water. Fire and fire hasn't worked for 8,000 years. Be calm in chaos. And if you have to get to the gym, you got to put a fire up your you-know-what. So God bless you. And I'd hate to leave on that note, but all the best.